Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into this really powerful story from ancient Vedic texts. It's a wild tale about a curse, a fast that happened completely by accident, and a pretty spectacular victory. It really gets you thinking about how a single day can change absolutely everything.
And that brings us right to the heart of the Jaya Ekadashi tradition, with this one big question. Can a single day of pure devotion really, truly wash away the consequences of our worst mistakes? Let's find out. All right, so to get this, we have to set the scene. Our story doesn't even start on Earth. We're in the celestial realm of King Indra, in this magnificent garden called Nandanvan, right in the middle of a huge festival for the gods. So, picture this. You've got divine music playing, celestial beings dancing, and in the middle of all this, a gifted Gandharva singer named Malyavan and a stunning Apsara dancer, Pushpavati, just get completely lost in each other. Their attraction is so strong that they totally lose focus on what they're supposed to be doing. Malyavan starts missing his notes, and Pushpavati's dance just falters. Now, you can imagine, this display of very earthly desire in such a sacred court, it was seen as a huge insult to the whole event, and it absolutely enraged the king of the gods, Indra.
And this is where things take a really tragic turn. Indra's anger was immediate, and it resulted in a fall from grace that was, well, both literal and metaphorical for our two lovers.
With those furious words, Indra cast them out. Just like that, their divine status was gone, and they were sentenced to this horrifying new life on Earth, a punishment really designed to make them suffer as much as possible. So, you're probably wondering, what in the world is a pishacha? Well, think of a malevolent, ghost-like demon. They were transformed into these hideous beings, their beautiful celestial bodies totally gone, replaced by these awful forms that basically mirror their inner torment. So they fall from the heavens and land in the freezing forests of the Himalayas. And there, they just endure this unimaginable misery. We're talking biting cold, constant hunger, and just the agony of what they'd lost. It was a life of pure suffering, with no sleep, no peace, nothing. But right there, at their absolute lowest point, when all hope seemed lost, something totally unexpected, something miraculous, starts to happen. So on this one particular day, the couple is just so completely consumed by grief and real regret that they can't bring themselves to eat or drink anything. That night, they huddle together under a peepal tree, wide awake, shivering. They have no idea, but they are, in fact, observing a perfect, strict fast. And what's incredible is that the very day they fasted in the story, the Ekadashi of the Maha month, is the exact same day that's observed by devotees today. So for anyone who follows the tradition, you can see here the precise timings for the 2026 observance, from when the sacred period begins all the way to the specific window for breaking the fast. You know, this completely accidental act of devotion, born out of just pure repentance, it did not go unnoticed. The heavens were watching, and their unintentional piety kicked off a pretty amazing divine rescue. So because they had observed the Jaya Ekadashi fast so perfectly, even without knowing it, with no food, no water, and staying up all night, they pleased Lord Vishnu. And by morning, the merit from that fast had completely washed away their sin and just nullified Indra's curse. And this part just brilliantly illustrates the transformative power of this day. I mean, their terrifying pishacha forms just melted away, their beautiful celestial bodies were back, and then a divine aircraft literally descends to carry them right back home to Indralok.
Okay, so what's the big takeaway from this incredible story? Let's dig into the significance of Jaya Ekadashi and why this ancient myth still holds so much meaning for people. It's really more than just a story. It's a profound statement about redemption.
The name itself, Jaya, tells you everything you need to know. It means victory. But we're not talking about a victory in some battle. This is a deep, spiritual victory over our past mistakes, our negative karma, and even the fear of those lower states of existence, like the pishacha form they had to endure. It's this idea that our worst moments don't have to define us. Now, if you look at sacred texts like the Padma Purana, they actually list some pretty powerful benefits for observing this fast. It's believed to free a person from the fear of becoming a ghost, atone for even the most serious sins, and bring blessings of peace. Lord Krishna even said its merit is equal to performing a great Agnistoma Yagya, a sacred fire ritual, which just shows you its spiritual weight.
Okay, so let's shift gears and look at how this ancient tradition is actually practiced today. The story we just heard isn't just a story to be told. Its core elements are reenacted by people who choose to observe the fast, or Vrat.
The modern practice actually mirrors the key elements from our story. It all starts with a vow, a sankalp. Devotees make offerings to Lord Vishnu, and this is crucial. They read or listen to the very story we've just covered. Chanting and a night vigil are also a big part of it, all before breaking the fast at that specific time the next morning.
Now, it's really important to know that you don't have to observe that super strict, waterless Nirjala fast that Malyavan and Pushpavati unknowingly did. There's a more lenient option, Falahar, which allows for things like fruits, milk, and nuts. This makes the practice way more accessible, especially for beginners or anyone with health concerns.
And the discipline here goes way beyond just food. Yeah, you have to avoid grains like rice and wheat, but the fast is also about mental and behavioral purity. Practitioners are encouraged to steer clear of anger, lying, or criticizing others, making the whole thing a kind of holistic spiritual reset.
And that brings us to our final thought. The story of Jaya Ekadashi, when you boil it all down, is really about transformation and claiming victory over our lower nature. So it leaves us with a question to reflect on. What inner struggle, what personal pashacha in your own life would you like to claim victory over?